My sister started learning how to play piano. She got these song ideas. Oh, that's kind of nice, you know. And we'd hear them, and Nellie and I would pull up chairs around the piano, and oh, you know, and maybe I could sing this, la la la, you know. And she can sing. And we just started singing with her. It wasn't planned. It wasn't like you have to do this and you have to. No, we just did what we wanted to do, and out it came. And people started hearing us, and we had a few songs that we, did up, practiced.
Yeah.
And we started singing in little churches and stuff, and it just took off from there.
We zijn hier vandaag met Matthew Ward, bekende zanger van de band Second Chapter of Acts. Matthew, why are you here in the Netherlands?
Oh, I'm here to do several things. One was in Gouda mostly, was for the 750-year celebration of the city.
Oh.
And also for my friend Irene, who has a Bible bookstore there called Sama.
Oh.
And it's her, I think she's been doing this for 50 years, 50. So I came for like double reasons, and to be here for the Easter Monday breakfast and did a concert on the square.
Wow,
Yeah.
so you're here more often in the Netherlands?
Yes, I come here, I try to come here quite a bit. I've been to the Netherlands 4 times so far. First time was in 1984.
And how do you like it?
I absolutely love it. I love the Dutch people. Yeah. It's very interesting. I went through cancer in 1994, and I got probably 100 letters from people in Holland saying, we wish you well and get better, and hardly anything in the US, but over 100 letters.
Wow.
Just from Holland, yeah.
You had a lot of people watching you, a big audience. How is it to cope with that? Because I heard you are an introvert, actually.
I am such an introvert, yeah. I don't know how people can get on stage and sing in front of people. I don't understand it.
But you do it still.
I do it, but it scares me every time. It's like, yeah. But I just do it because I know it's what I'm supposed to do, so.
Yeah.
But it's not what I would necessarily want to do. Isn't that funny? But
yeah.
God's funny that way.
Do you see it as a calling from God?
I do.
Yeah.
Otherwise I wouldn't do it. I'd do something else. I don't know, paint or build buildings or something.
Yeah, and your sisters, you have this beautiful harmony, which makes you, which explains the success of Second Chapter of Acts. How did that happen? Did you sing a lot when you were younger? You come from a very big family, 9 people?
I'm the youngest of 9, yeah.
Yeah.
The group really started, I lost my mom at 10 years old, and I lost my dad at 12, so there were still some children living at home, right?
Yeah.
And so Nellie and I, the sister right above me, went to live with a sibling, an older sibling, Annie, and her husband. And that's where the group started after all that. So we didn't sing together before that. It was just by accident. My sister started learning how to play piano. She got these song ideas. Oh, that's kind of nice, you know. And we'd hear them, and Nellie and I would pull up chairs around the piano, and oh, you know, and maybe I could sing this, la la la, you know. And she can sing, and we just started singing with her. It wasn't planned. It wasn't like you have to do this and you have to. No, we just did what we wanted to do, and out it came, and people started hearing us, and we had a few songs that we, did up, practiced.
Yeah.
And we started singing in little churches and stuff, and it just took off from there.
Yeah. People say that you have changed Christian music.
Yeah.
Do you see it that way?
You know, it's hard to know that you're a pioneer when you're the pioneer, right?
Yeah.
You can, but I can look back now over the years and go, yeah, I guess we really kind of started a lot of that.
What was so revolutionary about the way you sang?
Well, because before that time period, there was not much music that wasn't choir or organ, church. Almighty fortress is our God. There wasn't anybody singing songs about Jesus.
Yeah.
And so we thought, you know what, let's just do that. That'll be neat. And there was a few other groups. Love Song had started. There was Andre Crouch, a black artist, was around. He was around then. Yeah. A few people, but not many. So we were really were cutting edge sort of pioneers in that genre. So, yeah.
Were people shocked by the way you sang?
You said Barry McGuire, right?
Yeah.
We went out and toured with him, went on the road, and we sang background vocals, sang with him.
Yeah.
And then we came out and did our little set of songs. And when the people, they weren't expecting Christian music because they knew Barry from secular things only, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So we came out and did Christian music, and the first song, I thought we were great, you know, and no one, you could hear a pin drop. I mean, it was just, la. I thought, oh, they hate us.
Yeah.
But no, they had never heard anything like that. They were just, so it was a compliment, but it was like, not really, like, I thought, well, that's weird, you know. But then they started to, shh, you know. But at first it was just totally quiet because they didn't know what to think of it.
Yeah, yeah.
So that was fun.
People needed to adjust to
Exactly.
the new sound.
Yes.
Thank you, oh my Father, for giving us your Son and leaving.
What is the example that Jesus gave you in your life? Is he an example for you, and in what way?
He's more than an example. He's, you know, the Bible talks about Christ being our righteousness, right? We take on his righteousness. It's nothing that we can do for ourselves to save ourselves, but our belief in him. He becomes what we need, right?
Yeah.
And so that's who I see Jesus as, the person who completes me. You know, yeah.
And are you worried about where we're heading right now, also with pop music and Christian music? I heard you never liked Christian music, actually.
Still don't. We say in America, it doesn't float my boat. I just never liked it. I'd always listen to classical music or some other types of music. I don't know. I just didn't care for it. The productions were not very good to me, mostly. Some were great, but very few. So
yeah. Well, what is the purpose of, or what do you feel like is the purpose of singing and lifting Jesus up? And because I don't feel there's Christian artists that are excelling right now. Why is that?
I think there's different mentalities about it. I have friends that are, for instance, I have friends that are entertainers that are Christians, but they're not Christian entertainers, right?
Yeah.
I have a friend who does ventriloquism, he's very famous in Las Vegas. Been doing it for 15 years. He's a Christian, but he doesn't do a Christian show, right?
Yeah,
he doesn't feel like that. He's not supposed to go out and evangelize everybody, you know. And that's fine, but I feel differently. I feel that God has called me to do music about him, express my thoughts and feelings about him to other people so that maybe they can see something that they've never seen of the Lord, or maybe hear something about God, you know, that goes, oh, you know, the lights go on, you know, a little bit. So it's all about experience for me, and music plays a big part of that.
Well, finally, I would like to ask you if you have a message for the Dutch people, your fans.
Oh man, just that I love the Dutch. I heard a saying in the United States from someone who was from the Netherlands, and he said, if you're not Dutch, you're not much. I thought that was pretty funny. But anyway, no, I just love the Dutch people. I've always had an affinity toward them. I don't know necessarily why, what it is that draws me so much to Holland and the Netherlands and this culture, but I've always enjoyed it. I always love it. I love coming here. I've never once come here and said, oh good, I get to go home tomorrow, you know. It's always been, oh, I wish I could stay, you know, a little bit longer.
Well, that's
always
lovely
been
to
great.
Yeah.
And I can't say that about every country I've been to. Some countries are like, you know, I did that one. But Holland, I always love coming back to Holland, always.
Yes. Well, we're very pleased that you had the time for us, and we wish you a good stay here.
Thanks.
And a good performance.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Yes.
If ever I love thee, my Jesus, 'tis now. I love thee.
Vond je dit een leuke video? Abonneer je dan nu op ons YouTube kanaal en word lid van Cvandaag.